Rolston. My name's Charles Dane. I'm the lead community manager for 38 Studios, and on behalf of this 38 Studios team right here, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to the first public live gameplay demonstration of Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Now, unfortunately, there is some stuff that I have to tell you that you're probably not going to be happy about. We'd like to keep the flash photography and the video to a minimum because we are actually taping, and later on, this presentation will be live. Actually, I take that back. I'm sorry, it's not going to be live. It will eventually be on the internet for everybody in the world to see. So, to give you a brief rundown of the presentation, we are going to have Kurt Schilling introduce Reckoning. We're also going to have a live gameplay demonstration. Oh, come on! That's more like it. We're also going to have, because of the length of the demonstration, we are going to have a very, very short Q&A period. And we apologize for that, but we've just got so much awesome stuff to show you that we can't condense it into half an hour. We can't condense it into 20 minutes. It's got to be 40. And after the Q&A session is over, we're going to have the drawing for the 5 Reckoning t-shirts, just like this, except Kurt's going to autograph them for you. And you get a picture with Kurt. So how cool is that? All right, so with no further ado, I'm going to turn this over to the guy that you really want to see. Our chairman and founder of 38 Studios, Kurt Schilling. Give it up, everybody!
Thank you. Thank you, Charles. So, we're all gamers. How many out there have played a game that sucked? How many out there have played a game and said, oh my God, I can't believe they did this. Why didn't they do that? How many out there were stupid enough to invest everything they've ever made and start a game company? I was able to do that because my wife's not laughing. My wife is not laughing. I thank God each and every day for my wife and my kids who are here to see this, my mother-in-law. But this, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Everybody from 38 Studios, please raise your hand. Yes. We wanted to make sure the room was full today. Where's Jen at? Jen McClain, raise your hand. She's really short, so she's going to have to raise her hand. The CEO of 38 Studios, Jen McClain. I am so unbelievably proud to be up here today for them. This has been a literal, and people always say blood, sweat, and tears. These people play Frisbee and flag football, and I've seen them do that, and they're just not athletic. And so truly, it has been, hey, listen, it has been blood, sweat, and tears, literally. But to get this, to have this happen, to have you be as enthusiastic as you are, as excited as you are, I'm so proud for the team because they deserve this. This is a chance for them to get to see what they've spent their life on the last couple of years. You will find no company in the world that values its people more than 38 Studios. We are all about these people and their families. They've committed to us, they've given to us, and thankfully they're now getting ready to show you what they're going to give to you. So the 2 gentlemen that will be demoing this thing are literally like linemen in the NFL. They get no accolades, and they do the grunt work. And that's I can't tell you how proud I am of both Ian and Joe for never listening to my emails about combat design and for telling me to shut up, which has happened often and more as the company's matured, which is a good sign. But I am so proud of these guys and what they've done, and so proud of this company and what it's done. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see this IP come to life. The visionaries behind this, Ken Rolston of Oblivion fame, you all know Ken, Todd McFarlane, R.A. Salvatore, have committed to these people, to this team, and that's what you're going to see today. So I'm going to pass it off to Joe and Ian and let you watch. You are the first people to ever see gameplay from Reckoning without signing an NDA and your firstborn away to do so. And listen, please feel free to scream and yell when you see exciting, really cool stuff today. I will, and I don't want to be the only one. So thank you all for I'll leave you with this last thing. It has become more and more terminology around the studio, and will grow as we grow. We don't call you our customers. We don't call you our consumers. You are our guests. We are creating a world, an environment, lore, everything, and inviting you in and asking you to spend your most precious commodity, which is time. You could be anywhere at this convention today. You chose to be here. For that, we're truly grateful. Enjoy the demo. Stay around because there's another surprise at the end of the demo we're going to show you that no one's ever seen before as well. So thank you.
Hello, once again, welcome to the world's first public demo of Reckoning. We're very excited about this. First, some quick introductions. Driving the demo today is Mr. Joe Quadera. Joe's our lead combat designer. Joe comes to Big Huge and 38 Studios from Crystal Dynamics, where he worked on the Legacy of Kain and Tomb Raider franchises. Joe is also a tournament-level Tekken player, which is something that comes out in his day-to-day combat work from time to time. He kicks my ass. It's very sad. Anyway, I'm Ian Frazier. I'm the lead designer on the project, and previous to Big Huge, I worked at Iron Lore Entertainment, right here in the Boston area, on the Titan Quest franchise and Dawn of War Soulstorm. Now, Kurt mentioned our three visionaries earlier, and if you followed any of the marketing for the game, you've probably heard about them. Whoa, very bright. I'm going to talk just briefly about kind of how they factor into the game, because a lot of folks have been curious about that. First visionary, Todd McFarlane, world-renowned artist, perhaps most famous for creating the comic book character Spawn. Now, in the demo you're about to see, you're going to look at Reckoning, you're going to say that doesn't look anything like Spawn, so where's the Todd? Todd shows up in a lot of different ways, but perhaps the biggest one is animation. Among his other accolades, Todd McFarlane is an Emmy Award-winning animator. And so our animation team, which we love to death, Joe works with them more than I do, but they are awesome, has done an amazing job with our combat, and a lot of that, they get feedback from Todd on how to make that happen. We have exaggerated poses, strong motions, little hits, little pauses and delays in the midst of different animations, which you'll notice as you watch, that help sell the weight and power of individual motions. A lot of that, Todd's feedback's really helped us with. The next visionary, R.A. Salvatore. R.A. Salvatore, 20-plus time New York Times best-selling author, most famous for the dark elf Drizzt, which he created, one of the most popular characters in modern fantasy. Now, R.A.'s been really useful in a lot of ways, and the biggest one is this. He wrote 10,000 years of history for the world of Amalur. 10,000 years, it's insane. So the world of Amalur, where Reckoning is set, he's laid out all the different races, the geography, how everything plays together, who fought who and when and why, and all these different wars, and you get a real sense of culture and texture to the world that only someone like R.A. can really provide. Also, on a day-to-day basis, it's a fantasy game. So you can imagine having R.A. as a resource is just incredibly useful. So that's R.A. Our third visionary, Ken Rolston. He's more on the game design side of things. And Ken has had over 25 years experience building RPGs, starting with some of the earliest modules for Dungeons & Dragons, through a very popular RPG created called Paranoia, a tabletop game, and more recently when he was lead designer on both Elder Scrolls Morrowind and Oblivion. Yeah.
5
Ken has been called the father of the open world role-playing game, and there's a good reason for that. He really gets it. He understands the explorative experience of an open world game. We have a main quest in Reckoning, we have that golden path you can follow, and some story-heavy faction quests as well. But Ken understands that that's not the whole game, that there's a huge experience to be found wandering off the track and getting into the middle of nowhere and just doing whatever the hell you feel like doing. Ken gets that, and he's really helped us over the course of the design to bring out that feeling and that explorative experience in Reckoning. Now, in addition to Kurt, Joe, and myself, and the Visionaries, we have a lot of other amazing, talented people on the team at Big Huge and 38 Studios. We have people who've worked on Fallout 3, Oblivion. In fact, our executive producer, creative director, lead narrative designer, and some of our designers have experience across those open world games. We also have other designers from the Titan Quest franchise with kind of the action RPG and loot side of things covered. So, tremendous amount of experience on the RPG side. Additionally, we have people coming from a wide variety of other backgrounds. We have folks doing strategy games, folks who come from an action game or fighting game background, even folks who worked on The Sims. And really, you wouldn't believe how useful all that very diverse experience has been to us in making Reckoning something unlike any RPG you've seen before. There are certain elements that carry through. It is an RPG, so you're going to expect to see some similarities, within the genre, but we do some things with a twist that we think you'll appreciate. Anyway, that's our introductions. And now, without further ado, we're going to show you the demo itself. This is... You should know that Reckoning has been built from the ground up with our own proprietary tech, the Big Huge engine. There's a good reason for this, really two. First, we're masochists and we like watching our programmers cry. But the other reason, it's true. But the other reason is that what we wanted to do from the very beginning, the vision of this game was a true hardcore RPG with legitimate action combat melded into it at a base level. Not an action game with RPG elements, not an RPG with a little action kind of bolted onto it, but a real RPG that contains real action. And frankly, there just wasn't an engine already out there, and still isn't, that could do that. So we had to build our own. And although it's been an enormous pain in the ass, we're very happy with what we've created. And you're going to see a lot of that here. Now you should know, we're a ways out from shipping. This is pre-alpha software. We have plenty of debugging and polish ahead of us. What you're about to see is by no means final. But hopefully it will give you a sense of where we're at and where we're headed. Let's check it out.